And then last but not least, DeMarcus Cousins was waived by the Houston Rockets. The big man was not happy with his minutes or role in Houston. Now he's looking at the market. Where do you think he lands, Kurt?
I don't think there's that big a market for him. I don't know how much you got to watch of him in Houston. Once Christian Wood went down and they had to put him in a meaningful role as a center, it's not on him because I love DeMarcus, but the man's coming off an ACL injury and an Achilles injury, and he's moving like a guy who comes off an ACL injury and Achilles injury. Unfortunately, his lateral movement's just not there. He was getting crushed defensively. Teams were just exposing him. It wasn't working for either side. I think that limits his market, but the team that, he's been linked to Miami before. I know that there have been rumors about the Lakers. I can tell you that that's not happening probably. Toronto's the one team I think might have real interest because remember, they clearly miss Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka up there in the middle. He's a guy who can come in and fill a role for them and help them and give them solid minutes in the paint. And that's a smart scheme team around Nick Nurse who can find ways to use him.
Yeah, this is one of those scenarios for me that you have a guy who all-star caliber player coming off injury for the past few years, trying to figure out, am I still an all-star, and or do I have to accept a smaller role on a different team, and that I think is a hard kind of process for anybody. And I love the idea of look, bet on yourself, go to the open market and say, why would I sign the veteran minimum? I'm over here trying to be another all-star, and I believe I can do that. But at the same time, too, you're right. I think when you look at the market, defense is kind of the scheme for big guys in the NBA right now. You look at, JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard, who has been successful for teams in that role as either coming off the bench and being a huge defensive presence or someone who can plug the middle or be able to even guard on the perimeter. These kind of smaller guys, a Vucevic type or an Anthony Davis type, that has been kind of the key. Can you get me 10 and 10? So I think with Cousins, if he's not able to provide that on the defensive side, he's going to have to accept a smaller role. And for me, one team that jumps out is Golden State. I think that they're struggling with the center position. I think Wiseman, although he's the future, he's a little young and he could use some help. I know Kevon Looney has given them, some valuable minutes, but look, Boogie could give you that offensive firepower. And let's be honest, like the Golden State Warriors don't have a great defensive prowess anyway. So I feel like let's just keep adding firepower.
If they want to lock you down defensively, they're going to go with Draymond at the 5 anyway, right? Like that's their defensive lineup anyway. So yeah, that's actually something that could work. I think you have to find at this point, he's going to have to accept the role and play it. He's just not back to being the guy who can kind of dominate a game. And you're right, by the way, unless you're providing Jokic Embiid level offense as a center, your primary responsibility is defensively. It's great if you can get points, but if you're not getting stops, it's a bit of a problem for the team. So I'm curious where he lands and how you use him in a system. And can you put him in a drop back system where he's just so big and so long and has seen so much that he can still be effective? I think it's there. I think it's got to be the right fit.
Yeah, so we'll see where he ends up, but time is ticking.